If you've ever walked into a manufacturing facility or have seen one on TV, you've most likely noticed that most, if not all, workers are wearing hearing protection. More often than not, this is because they work in a hazardous noise environment and are enrolled in hearing conservation programs. While sound is defined as vibrations that travel through the air or another medium and can be heard when they reach a person's ear, hazardous noise, for the purpose of this video, is defined as any auditory stimulus intense enough to cause hearing loss. So, what can happen if you're exposed to hazardous noise every day without hearing protection? Well, the most obvious way that repeated unprotected noise exposure affects us is permanent hearing loss. Specifically, this is called noise-induced hearing loss, or NIHL. Apart from hearing loss, dangerous noise level exposure can cause both auditory and non-auditory related issues such as tinnitus, heart rate and blood pressure changes, digestion issues, increased muscular tension, fatigue, and isolation. There are actually four characteristics of noise-induced hearing loss that are categorized as the four Ps: painless, permanent, progressive, and preventable. In this video, I want to focus on that last P, preventable. And there's actually an upside down pyramid diagram called the hierarchy of controls that explains ways to mitigate noise exposure and each of those ways' effectiveness. We can see at the top that eliminating the noise is obviously the most effective, but often this is not done. Next effective is substituting the machine or the cause for the noise with something that has a lower decibel output, but again, this is often not done, which leaves us with the bottom three. Engineering controls, which is isolating the worker or person from the noise. Administrative controls, which is changing the way the work is done to limit your time in that noise. And the last one, and least effective, but unfortunately is the most commonly used, is PPE, or hearing protection. Proper use of hearing protection can prevent many types of hearing loss. This is the case only when hearing protection is worn properly, which leads to the saying, the best hearing protection is the one that is worn properly. While PPE is least effective, the fact that it's been the go-to choice for many years means that there have been some great innovations in their design. So what are your options if you're a musician or someone who is enrolled in a hearing conservation program at work? Well, there's a few different styles of hearing protection that we'll look at in this video today. First, we have earmuffs. Now, earmuffs are good because they require no fitting virtually. They're easy to use and they're easy to maintain. Now, some disadvantages are that they can be hot in high temperature areas, they can be cumbersome in tight quarters, and they can be incompatible with safety glasses as they can create an incomplete seal around the ears. Next, we'll look at preformed earplugs, which can be rubber, flanged, and multi-use. These can be great because you don't have to shape them before inserting them, and most are easily cleaned with soap and warm water, and depending on the level of care, these can last anywhere between 4 weeks to 4 months. Now, the main disadvantages of these is that they are usually only one size, making it difficult to accommodate those with very large and very small ear canals. Next, we'll look at custom molded plugs. These are made specifically for you and provide maximum comfort. They consistently protect your ears because they are made to only be worn properly and are easily cleaned again with soap and warm water. The big disadvantages with these is that they have a high upfront cost because the impression of the ear must be taken by a trusted audiologist to ensure the proper mold. So if your company has a higher turnover rate, this may not be the best option. Lastly, we have hand-formed earplugs or foam earplugs. Because of their design, they are universal as they can accommodate most ear canal shapes and sizes, and they are inexpensive compared to the previous ones we just went through, and they are very comfortable to wear since they form to the contour of your ear canal. Some issues with these is that if they are not rolled to the smallest diameter possible first, there is a high tendency for inadequate insertion. And they have a very short lifespan, usually needing to be replaced more than once during the course of 8 hours. The main goal of this video is to get people to protect their hearing, and this doesn't only apply to your work. If you're a musician or work around power tools in your free time, protecting your hearing is key because we all know that musicians love to play loudly, and that table saw that you work with is also very loud. Hazardous noise can do irreparable damage to your ears, and the more that people are aware of this, the better the chances that they will protect their hearing. If there is enough interest in hearing conservation programs or hazardous noise, we may make a more in-depth video on that. And let us know in the comments in this video if that's something that you would like to see. In the meantime, if you do want more information regarding that, there will be a link to the hearing conservation portion of the OSHA website for you to review.